So here we are today at St Albans Cathedral, and we're here to meet Ben Hammott, who is the author of numerous books on the subject matter of the Holy Grail, and he recently discovered some incredible treasures that came from Judea 2,000 years ago, one of which seems to be the body of Mary Magdalene along with some of her relics, including the alabaster jar. So we're here today to meet with him, and we're very excited. Which one was this, of all the different things?
This was one near to the Magdalene Cave, what they call the Magdalene Cave, which is, when you're at Rennes-Le-Chateau, you're going there soon. Have you been there before?
No.
If you go in the Tour Magdala and you go up a spiral staircase and you'll see two windows, the top one's a better view, but if you look out and at 22 degrees, which is her feast day, is the Magdalene Cave, and that's where this was found.
That's the cave where the body is?
No,
that's somewhere else.
No, you can't see Rennes-Le-Chateau from.
Okay, so why do they call it Magdalene Cave?
Because it's actually it's called the burial place of Mary Magdalene, but I think it wasn't called that originally. It was called the Grotte de Fournet, I think, or something like that. And it was changed 100, 200 years ago, or whatever.
You think that he buried her there originally?
No, I don't know, but there is a grave sort of shape, and nobody digs it. People dig in the cave, but they don't touch this grave. Which is quite unusual even for the French and that you know, they haven't got much respect for anything. But they don't even dig it.
So you found this there?
Yeah.
I've watched the documentary probably about 20 times.
Well, the Bloodline, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like every time I see it, I get something new out of it. And I mean, I must say, like the last few times that I watched it, every time you got to the point where you see her body there with the shroud, you know, I just start chills and the crying, and I've just like been having all these really weird dreams about trying to get her body out of there and trying to find. I can imagine. I mean, but that's the biggest treasure in
you've got it's quite a very short segment in the film.
Yeah.
In reality, it's long. You know, it's over an hour long. You know, I was doing all that sort of stuff, but obviously it's too much for a film, and it's probably a bit boring.
Where is all that?
I've got it. I show it at my tours. I show about 30 minutes of it.
Okay.
But even so, there's a lot of it where
That's
you just move in.
This
is just the filming of the body.
Oh, okay.
In the tomb with the cam.
Wow. My goodness. Oh,
nice to cut.
Goodness me.
You can hold it.
Look at that. 2,000 years old.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is like so. This is probably one of the most precious artifacts that anybody has ever found in history. This is just. This should be just front page news.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I
can't believe that the Bloodline film didn't do better.
I totally agree with you. Well, you know, it's alternative. Is this? This is not the alabaster jar. This is something else.
No, that's the pottery jar.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at the work on it.
It's simple, but it's great, isn't it?
It's
you know,
beautiful.
It's very good.
Oh my goodness.
Just do it in case they're wrong.
Look at that.
This is a little alabaster one, which would have contained expensive perfume.
Right.
And what they would have done, they normally break it, and you know, like Jesus was anointed, she broke the jar, and it went over his hair or his feet. So we think this might. That might have been used for his feet, and this might have been used when he did his hair. You know, we don't know. It's just speculation.
Well, the wedding would have been with this.
Yeah, and then it was later used by the priest Bigot before Sonia arrived on the scene to hide a small parchment. This is what was found in the church, we believe. It was in a secret compartment of a post, a wooden post, that held up the pulpit.
So now you found the place, and nobody else but you knows where the place is.
Well, there's a couple other people know, just in case I ever get knocked over by a car or.
I was going to say I'll suddenly have a stroke, right?
Yeah.
God forbid.
Hello there. Hello, Mum. And this was the parchment, which you saw in the film.
Yep.
This is the bit of parchment. It's fallen to bits.
So this is Sonia's writing.
Bigot. This would be Bigot before Sonia. And this is what we believe Sonia may have found, which started him on his.
And you've decoded all of this? What language is this in? It's Coptic or?
Latin. No, it's.
Oh, it's in Latin.
Yeah, it's all
so
Latin.
So Mary Magdalene here, the MM.
Yeah.
And the chalice cup.
I think this is
the
an old
fish.
drawing of the church before Sonia arrived, because he hasn't got his bits and pieces on it.
And of course the upside down triangle it represents the goddess. And the fish, the symbol for the fish.
Yeah, it's got
and
Alpha and Omega.
What is Alpha and Omega? That's what that is. And it says, this means royal crypt.
Yeah,
is that what that says there?
Royal crypts, but we don't know what royal would be buried there. Unless it's obviously, yeah.
So you have the location, and you've got 2 people who are protecting that information just in case.
Yeah.
And you have no way in or out of there.
No, it's all rock, and some of it is like granite. We've tried chipping, you know, just with small hand tools and that.
Right.
But it's just no good. You need heavy equipment, and because you start using power tools up there, and it just echoes, you know, over the valley and all that.
You don't want to draw attention to yourself. So you know, one thing that happened to me was when I emailed you, I was waiting for a response, and then when you emailed me back and said that you would see me, I had this dream that I was there, and that you were showing me where her body was, and I found that, like, we walked around this. I haven't been there, so I don't even know if this is possible, but I found that over on this side over here of the hill, that if you were to drill here, that you would suddenly find these catacombs of underground places that would lead you to. And so we were going through, and then we saw all the stones, and we were going to go get her out. And so I just thought that was pretty amazing. And I don't know.
Yeah, there's a 50% chance that the blocked up doorway that you see leads into a series of catacombs, tunnels, and then there's like a temple area in the middle, and this is just one of the rooms.
I'm sure of that.
You know, that's what we
that's
think.
That's what the Templars and the Cathars did. They rebuilt the Temple of Solomon in that area with all the underground tunnels, right? It makes the most amount of sense. Maybe I was thinking maybe you could kind of approach it from a different angle.
We've walked all around, but
have.
I mean, when you said you'll see what the landscape's like. You make a hole or something, or bury something one year. You go back 6 months later and that's all overgrown, and you won't even know. And if they've covered the entrance with a rock, put some earth on it, you've got bushes and trees growing through it, you know, unless you actually know. Which is why we've invested in a GPR now.
Oh, so that's where you can see, it's like a
it goes under
camera.
It sends signals underneath the ground,
so
and then so that we can tell if there's a cavity in that there. So.
Good. So when are you gonna do that this summer?
Yeah, I'm out there in July.
Okay.
So we can do a bit more.
And the French government, yes.
I don't think they're going to give us permission, to tell the truth.
Really?
No. They're trying to find out where it is, and then they're going to go in.
But you can't tell them, right?
But they won't give us any. What the hold up is at the moment, we want some sort of agreement that, because we have to pay for the excavation, whoever's doing it, they don't pay for anything. They're just in charge of it all.
Right. They give you permission.
So we'll build the road up there. We'll get all the heavy equipment up there. We'll dig through the rock. We get to the entrance and they say, right, now you're out. Our archaeology taken over.
No, you can't do that.
But and we want to know what's going to happen to the stuff inside.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know? And
who's going to get it? The Vatican?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And we just found out that there's a case that we may have to pay for the preservation as well. Because in Britain, that's the sort of thing. If no one buys it, you have to pay for the preservation, which could run into the hundreds of thousands.
Right.
So.
I mean, could you not? I mean, that's what I was saying. Surely there must be museums that want this.
Yeah. But the French, if it's anything important, they're not going to let it go out of French soil.